Hi there, I'm Nicole Wilbur, and in this video I am going to be talking about some writing news, some updates, as well as how I am writing my next book, because I am doing everything very differently this time, and I'm excited to talk to you about it. Also, I feel like people are either going to be too polite to ask about this or not polite, not enough not to ask about it, so I'll just tell you, I had to get something removed from my lip. So there's like stitches, and I think there's like dried blood on it or something now. This was on Monday, it's now Wednesday, so we're 2 days out. It kind of hurts, but not that bad. But I have like a bunch of stitches in my lip. So it was, you know, as much fun as lying on an operating style table and getting something taken out of your body could possibly be. So let's kind of do the update, which was I had a goal. And my goal was to do a final round of line edits, query, do like round 1B kind of my querying, and write a better synopsis for my my YA heist book called Some Kind of Criminal by January 31st. It is January 31st, and I am very surprised to tell you that that's done. It's done, which is crazy. And I'm happy about that. It was a bit of a stretch goal, but I thought I could do it. Like the first 50 pages took me like 5 hours to edit. And so I thought it was gonna take a really, really long time. And then I had something to change in the ending to make the all is lost moment a lot stronger. I wrote all about that in my newsletter, actually. I'm trying a new format. I might try a couple more like this where I'm kind of like writing about what I'm doing as I'm writing, and then I drop in, I don't know, bits about craft, like defining terms, because I'm always worried that I'm saying things and people are like, what is she talking about? So you can find that that blog article, Substack, whatever the heck it is. I don't know. I finished it and I was like, okay, this is what it is, but I feel very uncertain and self-doubty about it, having gone through it, like, and read it all at once. I don't know if it's because I've done this before, where like you read it, you're author, and thinking all these things in your head, and you read the line, thinking what they're trying to do. I don't know. I'm worried I crammed too much in. I'm so close to it. At this point, I'm just texting my friend, being like, it's all crap. And she's like, no, it's not. Nobody said that. And we're back to my feedback. I started reading positive stuff. I'm like, maybe I need someone to do a positive pass for this book and just tell me what's good. I don't know. But I guess where all these self-doubts are coming from is I felt like I needed to do a lot less line editing in the last 200 pages versus the first 100 pages. And I don't know what that means. Does it mean that my brain was like, this is total crap, it doesn't matter? Or does it mean that I was like kind of in the story? Or does it mean that the writing was okay? I wish I'd done track changes so I could like look and make sure I was making changes. Anyways, this is a long ramble of me freaking out. That's not what this video is supposed to be about. Yes, so I completed all of my goals for January. My next goal that I have coming up is to complete the first draft of my next project by April 7th. So it is January 31st, which gives me until April 7th. So let's just count how many weeks we're looking at here. It's 9-ish. So I have 9 weeks to write the first draft of my next book, which I think I have at this point 10,000 words in. So I haven't gotten too far into it. This is my Nutcracker effect, which I am adoring, and it's so fun to be in a new story that's so fresh. That's one of the things I'm worried about with Some Kind of Criminal, is that like I keep going in and editing it, and I'm like, am I just making it worse because I keep changing? Okay, it's fine. We're okay. So this is a crazy one. This new one is 6 POVs. And there's like, everybody has their own mini storyline going on. There's an overarching story too. They're all very closely connected and they interweave, and it's really cool and exciting. But I have a feeling that how I've drafted things before isn't going to work here. How I wrote this part was like, this is everybody's intro chapter. So I had to introduce like who they are, their need, their want, what's happening in the story. And it's gonna be like clumps of 6, right? So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And I think that it's gonna end up being around 70,000 words or so. So every character gets like 12 to 15,000 words, maybe 80,000 word novel, whatever. Every character gets like 12 to 15,000 words to tell their story. And the reason I just freaked out there was like, oh my God, I've already used 1,500 words of all of my characters' stories. That doesn't leave a lot left. Yeah, so I have 9 weeks to write the book, 9 weeks and a bit. And I have like 6, the way the novel is structured, everybody has a POV on each day, I think, of the week leading up to Christmas, or Christmas Eve. Yes, I think. That's gonna be interesting how I do that. That might not work out being one-to-one. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, but that's the initial structure I'm giving myself. A chunk is 12,000 words, which means I should be writing approximately 1 chunk every 2 weeks. And that should work out. And I should have a couple of days to do my brainstorming. Okay, so my plan is to take the 9th week and like divide it up a little bit. And so we're going to have like a calendar. Maybe I'll try to illustrate this. And I'm finishing up chunk 1 the next couple days, which is great. That's done. Then we use the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, for brainstorming and doing more character work and figuring out what comes next. Then we use the next 2 weeks, 10 days-ish, so Monday, February 5th to February 16th, to write chunk 2. And then we use that weekend, Saturday, Sunday, to do more thinking and brainstorming and checking where we are. And then we use the next 2 weeks, February 19th to March 1st, to write chunk 3, etc., etc. And also, the thing that makes this a little bit harder, and the reason I'm trying to figure out like how can I build in time, is I think I've figured out a really good method for writing scenes. And the really good method is I use the Most Dangerous writing app to sit down and do the outline of the scene. And I force myself to keep going until it's written. And then I copy and paste that into what do I use? Novelpad. And then the next day, I go in and I edit that and I like make it an actual scene. And then I Most Dangerous writing app the next scene. And this actually works very well because Most Dangerous writing app forces you to keep typing no matter what. Because if you don't keep typing, then you lose all of your work. And so I'll be typey, and I can get 1,000 words really fast. I do it in periods of 5 minutes, like 5-minute sprints, and I can get 200 words or so in 5 minutes. So yeah, it can take me like half an hour to get 1,000 words by using this method. So it's working really well for me. And so that is good and something I'm going to continue trying to do. So if that's something you're interested in hearing more about, this like writing each scene twice, I know you're supposed to not go back and edit, but that doesn't work for me. But I also can't be so picky and like overthinky while I'm writing the first draft. It's one of those, it's trying to find that balance, you know, because like if you end up with a completely messy first draft, it can be so overwhelming to then like approach and to know like what to do with it. But if you like nitpick all the way through, you never get anywhere. So that's the new method. Most Dangerous writing app to write the scene and then like edit the scene and fill it in the next day. So that's my plan. We're writing this book in chunks. We have a schedule, we have a strategy. Now we just have to execute it. Woo woo. I think that's my latest update. I submitted to my first writing contest the other day through Write Mentor. And then, yeah, I sent some materials out this week, which is the most stressful thing ever. Yeah. So I'm not gonna get too into query stuff at the moment. I'm planning on, like pretty much everybody does, you just film your reactions to things as they happen, and then you're like, oh, there's a lot of these, and you put them together. So that's what I'm gonna do eventually, but we don't have that many yet, so there we go. I would love to hear how your writing's coming. Tell me what stage you're at, what your story is about, what genre it's in, and yeah, let me know how it's going, because I would love to hear about it, and I'm cheering you on. Hope everybody has a very writing wonderful February. That really messed up my alliteration. Thank you, and I will see you next time.